My Gavan and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Uruk-hai, Galu-Isen, head of the budding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Isengard, who have been unleashed. As many of you have suggested and recommended, I will attack Khazad-dum. Their transgressions against the great and almighty Saruman cannot go unpunished, and thus our list increases. We shall now be capturing Dol Guldur, Khazad-dum East, and Minas Tirith before our day is done. Our goose is cooked, and their enemies will fall before us. But first of all, what we are going to do is teach Dol Guldur a lesson, as I say, because they can't be allowed to endure under such egregious transgressions towards us, the true power in this world. But we'll be getting to that once we've ended the turn. So that's what we shall do. Have you noticed that when you hover over the end turn bar, there's like a dark shadow appears above it? And I know why that is, and I can change it, and I look at it every time, and I keep forgetting to do it. That is my life as a modder, as seeing things that I want to change and then completely forgetting to write them down or make note of them and then forgetting them utterly and entirely. But we plough on regardless. We plough on regardless. This episode is brought to you on Monday, which is a bank holiday here in the United Kingdom. I'm not sure if Americans have this feature. Oh no, yes you do. You call them things like Labour Day, don't you? And do you get the 4th of July off? I don't know. But anyway, we get bank holidays too. They're normally to celebrate the summer is the most of them. And this Monday is one, which is when this video is recorded. It's going up, rather. It was recorded on Saturday. And then there will be a 5th Ered episode. I know last weekend or this weekend it was replaced with 4 episodes of Warhammer. But Ered will come tomorrow. There will be a 5th episode, as I promised. Lord Saruman is not in the interest of... He's not in the habit of taking on absolute insane whack jobs as his lieutenants, so no thank you. Minas Morgul has been reclaimed. The Nazguls join Saruman. Silently, like the whistling wind, the horses swept through the ghostly forest, pounding steadily past trees, bushes, and foliage. The riders were unrelenting, eagerly approaching their destination, drawn to the dark power yonder to which they were bound. From the top of the Orthanc, the wide valley of Nan Kuranir was clearly visible. The eyes searched for that telling dust cloud, that sign that they had arrived. Then at a distance, near the edge of the forest, the prize showed itself to the watcher. He eagerly descended from the dark tower and began to walk towards the gate of Isengard. The sage-like character silently exited Isengard and stood awaiting at the arrival of the horseman. The defining moment had arrived. The horseman reached the figure outside the Orthanc and came to a halt. The leading rider dismounted and the others followed suit. Slowly he approached the figure. "We have come, Lord Saruman. Command us." "I welcome you, Nazgul, for we have work to do." A cold shadow swept over Isengard, spreading far and wide, blowing through every window and every door, casting a darkness around the hearts of the living. And Nazgul had arrived in Isengard. Dol Guldur has been besieged. Someone is attempting to beat us to it. Haven't we already read that message that I just read out? Does that come up every time a Nazgul spawns then? It must do. Perhaps... Oh, I'll tell you what we can do. Oh, yes, where's my notebook? Quick, everyone, get your notebooks out. We can make those messages, tie them into the stories of the Nazgul, can't we? So instead of getting a generic "another Nazgul has come," we can say which Nazgul has come and talk a little bit about them. So let's write that down. Sorry while you watch me write that down, otherwise I will forget. Nazgul arrive messages. Messages. There we are. Apologies for that. I hope reading about the Dark Temple of Melkor was entertaining. But we have had... Oh, 2 Nazgul arrive. Adunafel and G-Indur Dawndeath have come. And again they have Nazg-hai. And again they will be put to good use. One of you will lead the army that is mustering here. Oh, we have so much money. I'll take more units, please. And the Hornburg, I believe, is offering up forces for free. Yes, it is. Quite the army is mustering there. So the 2 of you will combine together to lead the army. And you'll head north with a fresh force. That'll be nice. You'll probably arrive at Dol Guldur just in time. Captain Erurainian, you're going to run away. And you 2 are the same, aren't you? Elven rebels, yes.
Get ready for fighting.
Don't cut past the Dol Guldur, people. Head down to Tirith Anduin and link up there and lead that army. Why don't we go and put some feelers out, actually? Let's go and do that. What does Khazad-dum have, other than a whopping great trade caravan? Blimey. I don't know if people know this, but the number of carts that appear on the map actually does denote how much trade is going to and from a settlement. And so that shows you that Khazad-dum is making a fortune in trade with the sheer number of carts coming to and from. Not many of them have reached Karas Galadon yet. I think they start moving when you start the turn, when you load into the campaign. And then it takes them a while to actually reach their sort of destinations. It's one of those little things you don't really notice. Because the game doesn't really have very many moving parts, does it? Not like later Total Wars. This one is a little light on them. Oh, Gondor comes! Captain Dinendir. Oh, you've got those cool new Black Root Vale archers. Yes, I like that. But there you go. Did you see that? Can you see that little shadow that appears? You'll see it every time now. Unfortunately, you can't end the turn with a button, with a keyboard press in Medieval 2. Very annoying. So you have to click the button. But then you get in the habit of clicking the button. You always will. But I can stop that shadow appearing. Oh, I can write that down as well, can't I? Shadow above end turn button orcs. Something that I did want to mention that some people are starting to see is there's a project on Total War Center at the moment that is extending the limits of Divide and Conquer by directly altering the executable file when the game is run, which I'm surprised Total War Center allows, because that's the only way surely he's getting around it. But I think Total War Center allow it because it's not a set adjustment, it's a temporary one. But anyway, it's a project that allows you to extend the number of religions in the game, the number of units the game can have, the number of settlements and things like this. However, it is not going to appear in Divide and Conquer. Dol Guldur has been captured by someone else. We are not going to use his project in Divide and Conquer. That is going to be for submods. If any submods wish to use that feature, then they feel free. They can do that, but we are not going to. So you won't be getting any of those features in DAC. I just wanted to say that out loud so that some people will now know, and they'll then tell other people for me, which is always very helpful. Derweth, that's chucking some military recruitment from you because you are a castle. Fulberg got a Warg breeder. Go for a temple. Doesn't matter all that much, but go for one anyway. Oh, what's that on the bottom there? Oh, asking the advisor for recommendations. How would the advisor ever really know what to recommend to you? They can't, surely. Right, now it comes the time. Oh, no, we can scout around. Perfect. Let's go and have a look. We still haven't actually found Khazad-dum yet, so now it's just a hole in the wall. Gimli, not the same that we know him as. He's got a relatively large Khazad-dum-like army. He's got some Erebor infantry in there. And Captain Folly outside. High Lord Balin the Defender still lives and roams the world alone, interestingly. How good is our army at the moment against a Dwarven force? Why do we want to attack the Dwarves? What did they do to me? They broke off... Oh, they said pay the money or they'll attack, didn't they? Yes. Well, if I stand outside your city, what are you going to do then? Idiots. I'm very interested to learn... Anduin have taken Dol Guldur. Ah, curses. Very well, we'll definitely swap then. I've got no grudge against the Anduin. I've no desire to fight them. So we'll be taking Khazad-dum. So if Saruman stands there and keeps them in position for a while... Ah, Huskash, I trained you to bring the army, and then we've got the Nazgul. How many troops have we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 14, 17, 20. We've got a full banner army. Ah, but no, you need to be retrained, so you don't count. We're going to get you two, though. So we only need one more unit, and then the army is ready to march. But Berserkers take 2 turns. I don't think I want to wait that long. Just take the 19. We'll wait until they're done. Can you get an arch unit in a turn? No. Take a unit of them, what the hell. We're going up against dwarves. Armor piercing is always worthwhile. Ah, you've got 3 Uruk units coming in just 2 turns. I think we probably should wait the 2 turns then, because those 2 crossbow units will be useful. I don't think we've got many crossbows at the moment. No, not too many at all, actually. So we will wait the 2 turns. So we'll chuck in a Berserker. And then we'll take the most armor piercing from the units available. So we've got 2 turns until the army from Isengard marches. And Saruman waiting out the dwarves outside of their heart. Gondor did not attack us. Dinendir has come, but not sieged us. Or was this the same turn as we saw Dinendir? I'm losing track. But Gondor needs to just wait their turn. We'll be there in time, and we'll drop them just as we said we would. Khazad-dum, though. I wonder if they'll strike up the courage to attack us. Or whether their empty threat will remain that. No, you can't call it that, because if they attack us, it's no longer an empty threat. Let us find out whether or not their threat remains empty or full. I don't think they've got the stones, to be honest. I don't think they want to go to war with me. They just wanted a bit of money, and they've got no other options. So I'm not sure that they will attack us. But if they wait long enough, we'll be right with them, and we'll attack them. I must remember to turn off the battle timer, though, when attacking Dwarven settlements, because they can take a long time to take.
No sleeping
Right,
here.
the army is ready. You've got 2 gaps, which means we need 2 units to leave. Nazgul, you can go back to Isengard.
No sleeping
And 61 of you.
here. Pick your feet.
Otherwise, you take command of that army.
Louds.
It's only got 1 more turn. Just leave it on there. You're heading back,
Come on.
where the army will be ready shortly. Oh, we got another general. Did you come over? Oh, we don't have a family tree to view, do we? Edoras has built a barracks. We can now get some nicer troops, including a prison complex. Now that we're not using those as inns, I can use those icons for other things in the game. That's going to be handy. Because the prison complex is the highest tier of the inn. Inns have been taken out of the game now. Entertainment, they're called, aren't they? Yeah. So the butchery and the dungeon are now going to be the only 2 tiers that you actually get. So we need to change the dungeon. I don't know why it has that as its icon. So we can have the butchery and the dungeon, which frees up that and that to be used elsewhere, which is handy. Always on the lookout for you. I like to keep the icons as uniform as possible if I can. So I much prefer reusing existing icons than not doing that. So if we can take some top tier buildings and use them elsewhere, that's perfect. But ideally, I'm not going to attack Khazad-dum until the Nazgul come. Until the reinforcing army arrives. I think we want overwhelming numbers to take the dwarves out. Moria is a unique battle map, granted. And unique certainly one way of describing it, because it's a right pain to fight in. Although I think the bridge of Khazad-dum has since been improved, so that shouldn't be too much of a challenge to go to fight there. It's a lot better than it was in vanilla anyway. You no longer have the huge drop, and I don't think they bug out over the bridge as much as they used to. But actually, we don't have any siege equipment, do we? So we need... Oh, no. Moria are... Oh, not oh, no. That's quite handy, actually. I don't think we are going to need to wait for the Nazgul to come. The Nazgul may well then be the Minas Tirith controlling army. Right, I'll take all of you, but I'm going to leave behind 2 of those, and we're heading up to Uruk-hai.
We have completed.
Oh, so you might as well take them with you. What the hell? They're only going to die anyway. We could repair the town, then chuck in the Temple of Melkor. Oh, no, we're already very Melkor-y. Let's get a port going. I think ports are hinterland, aren't they? Are ports hinterland? Can you destroy them? Oh, no, you can destroy ports. We should probably change it so you can't. No, we should keep it the way it is, because orcs can't utilise the higher tier ports, so we should have them destroyed. Anywho, so Khazad-dum are under attack.
Sorry. Get ready for fighting.
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
Attack.
You called this upon yourself, Captain Gurin. Captain Gurin comes with Dwarven Travellers, Sons of the Fallen, Hithaigler Beast Hunters, Khazad Volunteers, and Dwarven Labourers. So other than the Sons of the Fallen and the Beast Hunters, who are 2 very good units, but the Beast Hunters aren't that good, but the Sons of the Fallen are fantastic. Everything else is mid to low tier Khazad-dum offerings. The secondary army, however, has Legion Hammer Guard, King's Axes from Erebor, Legion Deeping Guard. Jesus McNeebus, look at that. Legion 38 of Khazad-dum. They're getting a lot from Khazad-dum. They've got Blacklock Engineers there as well. Khazad-dum, a nice little dwarven melting pot, really, isn't it? But it is on us. Lord Saruman, the despoiler of Karas Galadon, is going to hit them and hit them damn hard. The army ratio is heavily in our favour. Their reinforcements will be coming in slightly from their left, but we will be fighting uphill. But it would seem that Khazad-dum is going to go down much easier than anticipated, and Saruman is going to be all we need in the north. So I just have to wait and see, really, won't we? What I hope to do in the Isengard campaign, by the way, as we are nearing the end, it won't be today because I don't have the time. But I'm hoping to do a couple of 1 hour long episodes, primarily because the end is in sight now, and I'm looking forward to kind of just wrapping the campaign up, and so I can do that by just playing longer episodes. And as is apparent with the 4 hours of Warhammer I was able to record, that opportunity is there for me. I've changed hide all the UI to the keyboard, so I can still hide all the UI in a single button, and that one is now the insert key, which allows you to zoom in on the battlefield in a really bizarre way, which I'm hardly ever going to use, but it's there now. Right, crossbows. You're going to be absolutely pivotal to today's battle. Oh, I saw a couple of questions on how do I move an army in a group. Well, first of all, set your group up, and then you can lock it or unlock it with the Shift 1 key. And when it is then locked, oh, sorry, no, that's a terrible example because I've unlocked it. So I've put that unit there, for example. I've put that unit there, and I've put that unit there. And then I group all three of them together. And if I do nothing else, they will always move in their group. You see, all I need to do is right-click and drag. And they'll move around in a group. If I then press Shift 1, they'll line up like that. And then I'm then free to maneuver them in the group. In later Total War games, I think even straight away in Empire and beyond, they did away with that. And now there's an option to lock or unlock the group by clicking on them directly. And I think, as well, the default in future games is unlocked, and you have to choose to lock them. They sort of changed it up. Right, Pikes, you're not really going to be very helpful at all, so I am going to just pull you away and leave you at the back. We're not outnumbered. Ah, no, why would you keep Pikes away? They're one of our best units. That makes no sense. Armor-piercing units will be helpful. Wargs do have some kind of place in the later stages, so we'll keep those on the edges. Get those together, and then you've just got the last three archer units, which will have, again, they will have a use, but just not an overwhelming use. But we will use them where we can, and we get the Nazgul on the edge. Right, so the enemy started over there, bizarrely, and his reinforcements are coming in from over there. So we will use the pikes then. Let's just slow down the time. So pikes, come and make a line over there to stop those ones, and then we'll group these ones in a sort of wide circle, just to keep our crossbows and archers protected for now. You two form a sort of side flank. Archers go behind them. Crossbows, we're going to have to maneuver you around in a sort of design. But we can do that. Do you two at a time, and then you last three come behind the pikes. Nice. Right, Nazgul, I've actually put you on the wrong side. We want you on the right. Cavalry, just go and take a nice wide flank position. And that's everybody moving, isn't it? We can go back to normal speed and even faster. I don't like to outright pause it. There's something inside me that just feels wrong pausing it. I feel more content doing it at slower speed, and which is something obviously I'm using easily in any Warhammer plays, but I'm getting into the habit of using the shift key to slow that down to half speed so that we can do that. Oh, of course, we attacked them, didn't we, actually? So they are going to go and sit up on that hill. Can we entice them off of that hill with our wargs? Let's go and find out. Try and get them to run at us. I think we probably can. All you need to do is attack them in a couple of locations, and they tend to relent. Who have you got in the front line? Can we charge into them? No. We do not want to be hitting those Sons of the Fallen. They will massacre our wargs. You guys come up here, though. You could probably get a nice side shot on those Legion Deeping Guard. Khazad volunteers. Oh, look how perfectly we are set up on that hill, and it's all going to be undone because they're going to come at us from the other side. Very annoying. Can I move you all as a group? Yes, but we want to move... Are my wargs in battle? They are, aren't they? Move you like that. No, both of you go for those Dwarven Travellers. You pull out. All we need to do is just engage them and give them enough of a fear that they might need to come at us. While the army manoeuvres on the hill behind. Don't get caught on those axes. Come on, just slide past them. In they go. The banner carrier is down. The Dwarven Travellers have taken a hit. They don't like that. Good show from the wargs. Khazad volunteers don't have any anti-cavalry attributes, so you can charge into those. Put away from the Travellers. Ah, Blacklock Engineers. Yes. We don't want those shooting at us. Charge straight through. You've gone in, go back out. Right, if you can cut in there, you guys go over there and then charge in. The line behind has re-established itself on the hill. We're ready. We just need the AI to take the bait. Those Travellers are going to get caught, but the bulk of the force should make it through to the Blacklocks. I mean, I did ask you to charge, and what you've kind of done is just lightly patter into the enemy. I'm not sure why you don't just charge in. They've done a bit better, but this is the problem with wargs. I just don't... There's so many problems with camels in Medieval 2. I just don't understand why.
Victory will be ours.
Like, why did that unit not give its full charge? What is its problem? Just do as you're told. See, that one's charged in. Granted, we've gone in head first, but it still takes down a large number of them. Dwarves have a high mass, so of course charges into dwarves don't have as much effect. Right, go for it. Come into ×1. Ah, there we are. We got a bit more of a charge on that time. You've arrived at about the same time, but you've taken some of them down. Yeah, see, that was way better. Well done indeed. Pull away and pat yourselves on the back. They aren't going to take the bait, though. Let's just move the army in.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
We'll just move the army in. We're going to have to fight up a hill, but it's alright. We've got crossbows. As soon as the crossbows start shooting them, they'll definitely come at us then. Warg's actually come over here. The AI seems to have paralysed itself. I'm not sure... Well, they've got Eredlu and pikemen as well. They must have reached out to the other dwarves.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
There we are. The Blackrock Engineers are out of the game in a horrible warg mass. Nice. Right, let's send you around the back and get you into position behind the enemy. The bulk of the force is moving forward. The crossbows will be in range now. Oh, you guys, don't run away, by the way. I don't want you doing that. They won't stand on the top of the hill when they're getting shot, surely. Oh, we can't reach the Sons of the Fallen.
Come to me, my creatures.
Alright. We'll move you forward independently then. Come out at ×6. Move you 3 forward. Get the Nazgul on the side. I serve Isengard. Similarly, you guys, if you can make it to the top of that hill. Archers, you guys get ready. We'll move those further forward. Archers, move up. You crossbows, come and fill that gap. Pikes are into position. Everybody's moving. I don't know what has happened. I don't know why the dwarves have just paralysed themselves. Oh, they are starting to move now. Very poorly though. Like, what are you trying? Why are you hitting them on the flank? What's the aim there, guys? Move forward. Move forward. Move forward. The Hammerguard are armor piercing, so we really need to try and surround them as quickly as we can. Got a much wider line than I normally would, but it's all courtesy of the dwarves, just sort of standing still, not doing anything.
The battle is very much in our
You can
favour.
sandwich those
Victory
kings,
will
can't?
be
Ah, the pikes have finally moved off to try and deal with our wargs. So run those away. Move up further. Move up further. Move up, move up, move up, move up, move up. The Sons of the Fallen have arrived. The Nazgul are throwing. But they're throwing them at Khazad volunteers. They'll probably get more kills on the Khazad volunteers, though, it has to be said. Those Sons are going to be a real challenge. But with Uruk-hai crossbows firing into their sides, we should be alright. Our army there could do with a hand, so you guys need to hurry up. You hit that Eredlu contingent. Pikes aren't facing the right way. Now's our time. Let's pull out just a little bit so that we can see a bit better. We've got a much wider line. Right, keep firing on them. You fire on them. You're shooting them. Bombs are out. Down they go. Got any more? Yeah, they won't really do anything to the Sons of the Fallen, but if you can hit them, I suppose, do go for that. Give it a longer lob. And then charge in and hit those volunteers. That Legion Deeping Guard needs dealing with. Half-orcs, come and get up here. You're both targeting that Adrian militia. We need someone in behind. Oh, cavalry, I ignored you. They turned around in time, didn't they? Yeah, you're dying.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Pull away, pull away,
They
pull
have
away.
lost
Let's
half
get you
their
over
men.
here and charge you into these. Move over to there. Nazgul, just punch through. Give them a scream. They'll never recover from that. Come on. Kill, kill, kill. Oh, we're doing very well. When you finally just accept that every battle there are going to be losses and troops are and can be relatively expendable, then the game does become much less concerning. I'm no longer as worried. I just think if some units die, some units die. But then in the earlier stages of medieval campaigns, medieval 2 campaigns, units dying is a really big thing because retraining them is really hard. Obviously it takes a unit completely off of the front lines in order to get it retrained. But at this later stage of the game, all of these units can be replaced. The only person we don't want dying, of course, is Saruman. But he's not anywhere near trouble. Khazad-dum have a cool banner as well. Oh, I can't look at it anymore because the banner carriers just died. The Sons of the Fallen have been easily taken care of. The Nazgul have won without taking a loss. That's something you don't see every day. The Sons of the Fallen, I think, are the only thing left to keep fighting now, then. Everything else appears to be running away. Oh, the pikemen are still going, actually. So scratch that. Those wargs are probably getting slain by them. I've left them in as something's just never changed. I just don't like controlling cavalry, and I often forget about them. We can speed this up. This is over. You can stop firing at them. Any units that are running, stop running. Because you'll only get shot by our own forces now. Cavalry, those dwarven travellers need to go down. Oh, those pikes are going. They're all running away. It's over. It is over. 241 lost. Over 1,300 dwarves paid today for their arrogance. 150 kills. Warg Marauders. Oh, that's interesting to note. And then Guard of the Hand. Actually finally getting on the chart, Saruman. Welcome to the big league, sir. Welcome. You're finally proving that you are a lord to be feared. What a really bizarre way of climbing those steps. Look how single file they all are about it. Is it some sort of funeral procession or something? I can understand single filing it over this bridge because it's very thin and you don't want to fall off. But then what's this over here? Surely some of them have friends amongst their number. They want to chat about what they've just done. The reason I should explain why we can't see the Khazad-dum battle map is because it's a very clever trick that the Elite Dwarf employed to generate the battle map. The custom strategy model, sorry, and that is that the strategy model is actually generated by the city on the west completely, as is shown there, that it highlights when I go over it. The whole mountain highlights. The right-hand side doesn't actually have a strategy model at all, and the reason for that is because trying to get both of them to match up perfectly is almost impossible. The easiest way to do it is just have one strategy model that stretches both settlements, and have the other one have nothing. So that's why that is the reason that it appears like that. But are they besieging it, or are they just standing outside of it? I think they might just be standing outside of it. Well, we'll besiege it for them. I do want to attack. So even if we lose and have to retreat, we are going to attack anyway because it's a custom settlement. So we'll siege it out for a goodly number of turns though, because I'm not going to let them have that full garrison. We might as well get at least 6 or so turns worth of sieging done. Speaking of knowing how long we need to siege it for though, let's send out some scouts. Just find out where Khazad-dum is. You go a bit further forward. Uruk-hai has absolutely nothing. It's only got Gula.
Listen up. Get ready for
Why can they move further than you, Ugluk? What is that? I wonder if you two would do it on your own. What's the Khazad-dum bodyguard like? Ah, no. We don't want to take that yet because we want the last stand. We want the Horde for Khazad-dum to spawn out of Uruk-hai and not out of Khazad-dum East. Because that settlement will be way more built up. Whereas if that's their last settlement, their horde, the formation will be considerably weaker. And then we've just got to hunt them down and finish them off. Which we will do. Just to show you all how to kill a horde, really. So the Nazgul will have a use. And speaking of the Nazgul, they're ready to go. So I'll be taking the full retinue of those. Oh, and the Berserkers. Definitely take the Berserkers. From this, I want the Berserkers. I want him. No, I'm not too bothered about the rest, so we'll hold off and see. I definitely want all of those. And them, those. Ah, no, not those. We've got 2 slots available, so I could take the 2 half-orcs. Yeah, we will. One of you, you don't all need to be in there. But then you're both free in there, so what does it matter? It doesn't. It doesn't. Right, Adunafel's army stands ready. Adunafel takes the lead over the G. Indur Dawn Death. So that's going to be the garrison commander. Now, how many turns is it going to take you to get up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we can wait until the Nazgul arrive and then besiege it with the 2 armies. So that makes sense, doesn't it? Also, because we do want both armies in the north, because chasing the Horde down will be a pain in the neck. Horde armies are usually very strong, and they can just be a real bother to kill. The way that the game calculates how to build the Horde army is mostly player controlled, or modder controlled, or game developer controlled, whatever you want to call them. We are able to set the a pool, or we create a list of available units, and then the Horde army will be built from those units. So Khazad-dum doesn't have its entire roster available for the Horde. It only takes it from this list that we predefine. It also then, this is where it then goes out of our hands, is it then uses a random percentage of how big or small it's going to make that Horde army. And it depends primarily on the size of the last settlement the nation held before it went Horde. So Erui will have a very small population, which means that likely the Horde army will be quite small. Whereas if it came out of Khazad-dum East, which has a high population, it would then get a large Horde army, and we don't want that. So you can very easily make the Horde worse by strategically choosing where you want the Horde to engage, or where you want the Horde to create from.
Is that what you want?
And so in our case, of course, it's going to be created from Erui, which is smaller. So here endeth the lesson. Right, you head up there, you head there, go and stand over there, and you just stand further up. I don't know where Balin is.
No sleeping.
Balin is not in Erui, Balin is not in Khazad-dum, and Balin has gone off. He's gone off. And I don't know where. We'll find him in time, but for the moment, we are unsure. Oh dear, Gondor really are coming. Oh, it's Herluin the Fearless! Herluin of Pinnith-Gellin! Is Herluin from Pinnith-Gellin? I can't remember. Herluin obviously is one of the most famous fiefdom generals because he earns the title the Fearless because he stands before the army of the dead and does not waver, unlike the men he commands, who almost instantly break away as soon as they see the army of the dead. Whereas Herluin doesn't, and so he is named the Fearless for this trait. And Aragorn indeed puts great stock in him, and Herluin is given command of the southern armies. Aragorn sails up the river, as we all know, and relieves the Pelennor, but Herluin is given command of the southern fiefdoms to hold Harad at bay, who are attacking at the same time. Which many of you may or may not know. But here he comes, the man himself, Herluin the Fearless. I'm sure he is of Pinnith-Gellin. Yes, I did think he was. That's why he's green as well. That's obviously why he's green. Maiman and Beretar also come. Hello, they're going to attack us, aren't they? Come on then, bring it on, Gondor. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough.
Can I help?
What do we need to do, though? We've got our Grima down here doing nothing. Let's go and find out why Finabel has been besieged, shall we?
Without question, my lord.
Oh, hang on, isn't it because
Continuing
Canned? Varyags of Canned. No, so who's besieging your... Oh, the Ardenaim are at war with Harad. Glorious day. It's the Ardenaim, isn't it? Anyway, we'll go and find out. And we'll go and talk to them, get them on side. 2 neutrals. We could be friends together. Have you got room over here in Callanhead for one more? Yes, you have. Because Edoras has an subscribed army. Let's take the Reavers. See if you can get there in time. And the rest of you, actually...
Get ready for fighting.
I don't need the fort behind. That's not important to me. But I'll take you 3 and you can go and sit in that fort over there instead. Well, why don't you all go and sit in that fort and then we'll move one unit out in a moment. You can now retrain because Edoras can train you. See, life under the forces of Isengard isn't that bad. We don't slay the people daily. We're not burning anyone in sacrifices to the god Melkor. We just simply request that everyone accepts Saruman as their lord and saviour, and life here is peaceful for all. Speaking of peaceful, though, Limir doesn't like us. Let's drop that down to low tax, and then it'll be all right. Can't really do anything in Khazad-dum. I think there might be some call in the future to create a sort of Honor Guard style Orcish unit that's available for Dol Guldur, Isengard, Mordor, Moria, Gundabad, that's available in key places like this. So rather than having a sort of unique building available, or we could also do a unique building, it could come from a unique building. There we are. I'm thinking, I'm taking inspiration and thinking on things that happen in Warhammer. Also, this will be the last turn, but obviously in Warhammer, if you are playing as certain nations and you capture certain historically important settlements, you get your own unique building chain. If you're playing as Nagaroth, for example, and you capture Tor Anlek, you can build a special building. And there's lots of little things like that. And I wonder if, because we've taken Khazad-dum, which is the heart of Elvendom on Earth, it's a major settlement in Elven lifestyle. To the elves is a better word of saying that. It's a major settlement to the elves, but we don't really get any benefit from it other than it being a big settlement. And I'm always a fan of unit rewards being the reward for taking key settlements, because I think new units are the best way to freshen up the game. Buildings in this game don't really matter as much, so getting a unique building's not always the best. There's only a limited number of things we can do with a building, but getting a new unit that you know then is a reward for your taking this key settlement or that key settlement, I think makes sense. And it would be an idea to have this unit. We want it to be shared by all the orcs so that we don't waste a unit slot. But you could get it from the key location. So, like, if you take Minas Tirith, Imladris, and maybe possibly a Numinas, like, you know, the key places like that, Erebor, Dale, and then it gives more importance to those settlements. I'm liking the idea the more I'm saying it. What the unit will be, who knows? But I'll present my idea to the team in time.
We have completed an objective.
We've built. That's not a word. We've built more things. Everything goes swimmingly. Edoras has got a practice range. You've got a list of buildings anyway. Entwide has built an Uruk armory, even though I don't really need that because you're miles away now. Lewin is moving on Calenhad. And someone called Nairian is now coming through. And Stuart Denethor is coming as well. Oh, Gondor really want this back. I imagine Gondor are absolutely eliminating Mordor. That's a bad way of saying that. I imagine Gondor are defeating Mordor quite soundly. Otherwise they wouldn't be turning this attention to me. But it does appear that our garrison in Calenhad is going to be called to honour. So we'll have to prepare for that. And the dwarves obviously are mopping up my scouts around Uruk, which is annoying. Can I train an actual spy? Because that would be more useful. Yes, I can. Let's just send a real spy out. You get a second one over there? Yes, 2 spies will do instead. So you can all return to Khazad-dum and not just aimlessly die for no reason in the wilderness.
Is that what you want?
There we are. 10 more turns. We're only a short way away. But for now, that is going to end this episode. So as I say, the next couple of Isengard episodes, I do hope to do them as sort of hour-long specials, if you will, so that we can really get to draw the campaign something to a close. But there will be an Eredluin episode tomorrow, number 5, as I promised, and then after that there'll be Dol Amroth on Wednesday and Friday, and then the next Eredluin will be a week today, after the one tomorrow. So there'll be a 6-day gap between the Eredluin campaigns. And the Warhammer videos, I will just do another set of bulk recordings because I'm just going to record when I want to play the game, basically. And then those will always just go up as one. So there might be another 4 episodes of that to come. But obviously, you can watch them as and when at your leisure. It's like a live stream that's not a live stream is how I keep thinking of it. But for now, that concludes this one. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navair Naden Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.